Hello there, and here we are with the second ever episode of the Vintage Stuff Guy. So, today we will be talking about the PowerMac G5 using CRTs with Macs and using CRTs in general. If you saw my overview video, then I'm sure you'll remember that my desk setup was different. But when I got a DVI to VGA adapter, I was able to use my CRT and use the LCD as a secondary monitor. The PowerMac G5 is a great computer for anyone in my opinion. This is the dual 2.3 GHz model with 3.5 GB of RAM. The RAM was upgraded by the previous owner. I bought this computer at the end of last year as I needed a modern-ish Mac to do video editing and to use the iWork suite. Many people throw out their PowerPC Macs saying that they're too old and too slow, even some G5s, but I disagree. This PowerMac G5 is the fastest computer I own and is perfectly capable of editing HD video and other things many people would regard as needing a brand new high-end computer. Okay, so here's the part you've been waiting for, the proper review of the PowerMac G5. Now first I would like to just point out that the postman must have been a really wild postman, because when it arrived in the post there was this rather nasty, the side foot has got bent because at the bottom it must have been dropped or something onto something with an edge, and that got pushed out. So that's rather unfortunate. But so it does tend to sort of lean over a bit, but not that that matters too much. Right. So let's open it up. It is, as it is with all these Power Macs, it's very easy to open, so I've just got to pull the switch on the back, and then the aluminium plate comes off. And they do have, I think it's acrylic, some sort of plastic inside dust cover. So the first thing you'll notice are the two G5 processors, and it's not one processor with two cores, it is two different processors. And the camera's sort of wandering, isn't it? So there, that's a bit of a better angle. So there we have the two G5 processors. And as with all the Power Macs, just as how easy it was to open, it is very easy to access things. So if I need to take out the fans, which are here, there's no unscrewing, there's no difficulty. They just pop straight out. That's good because the connector is there, so that's great. And they're very simple, you know, perfectly good fans. And that's where the memory is, the RAM. And over here we have our PCI slots. And coming from using PCs all my life, I was very irritated when I didn't research it, and I found out that that they don't actually take the same PCI cards that PCs take. I mean, I know that sounds very stupid, but I didn't really know anything about Macs until last year. Up at the top we have the super drive and two hard drives. A lot of people say it's odd that with this huge case, much bigger than before, much bigger than G4, that only has one optical drive, but I don't really care. So here we have the back of the case, and if I just move it up, you can see it's where it got bent there, got bent in, and because of that, the side got pushed out. So here are the two fans on the back. It's because it's got the G5, it does run quite hot. A lot of people have said if you've got a G5 in the room you don't need a heater, but it's not too bad. That's my DVI to VGA adapter. If I just unscrew it I can just show you that. Very good little things, you can buy them anywhere really, any computer shop. So that's how I use my CRT. And you got again the slots. So I've got an Ethernet card there, which I didn't put in, and the graphics card. For ports, we have the modem port, which has been blocked off. So you could have a modem in it, but this model doesn't. It didn't really matter to me. Then you've got your Ethernet there, FireWire 800. Although I know some people do use it, I've never used FireWire 800 in my life. FireWire 400, two USB 2.0 ports. Yeah. I think it is a bit daft to have a huge computer with only two USB ports on the back. Of course, there's another one on the front. And then we have... That's supposed to be audio in, but it doesn't work. Then we have speaker out. We have optical audio. So digital audio we have out and in. And then we have two ports for antennas for Wi-Fi and for Bluetooth. So it's quite simple, really, on the back and on the back, and of course you've got your power port at the bottom. Oh, dang it! Now it's very good that they give you these handles here, because if you didn't have them, it would be pretty ridiculous to lift up to carry around. Because I moved this into this room here from the room next door, and it was, you know, it was not too bad. Okay, now people ask me, why do you use a CRT? Why do you use CRT from 1996 when you've got right next to it a fairly new LCD? I think somewhere around 2007. The widescreen, bigger screen. Why would you want to use an old CRT? Well, it's in the air. As I'm sure you've noticed, my YouTube name, my channel name is Vintage Stuff Guy, so the clue is in the vintage stuff. So that's one of the reasons. And also, I think the colours look better, although it might look a bit funny at the minute because it's got it turned up quite bright because the sun's shining on it, as you can see there. So yeah, but also it's just fun. Why not? I've got the space on it. There's a sort of a top part of the desk. If I point you down a little bit, you can see that this is sort of a writing area, which I use. And if you're going to put your screen up there, why not put a CRT up there? It's not hurting. And also, it's just fun, really. Why not? I've preferred CRTs all my life, really, apart from, and I used to use this one on a computer with XP, Windows XP, and the refresh rate was 60 Hz. God dear. And the flicker was just dreadful, but now I've got it on a Mac, I've got the refresh rate up to 75, and it seems that there's no flicker at all, so it's great, although obviously you can see it on the camera. Although I do use my LCD as well, as you can see that's where my iMovie HD window is. I'm editing this video right now. There we are. But I only really use it for iMovie because I usually use it with a window large like that, so I can have a larger space along the bottom for the timeline. And also I use it for GarageBand, because if I demonstrate here, zoom you in a little bit. Now, if you can see, sorry for the that's GarageBand is open here. But if you got it on your 4:3 aspect ratio screen, you have the side, I don't know what you call it, the side bit open, and then you've only got this tiny amount of space to see what you're doing. So that's why I use GarageBand over on the LCD, because I can do that. I can do this. Look at that. See, so that's much better. There we are. So that is the reason of me using my LCD, really. Although I do have another DVI to VGA connector, so I may put a Bilinia 17-inch. It's a more modern CRT as my secondary monitor, just because I can. Okay. Also, the main television of the house is a CRT, another 4:3 aspect ratio screen, but it's fairly large, so you get a good picture on it. I find LCD or LED flat panel TVs, the speaker quality is awful, but on a CRT TV, the sound is quite good.